talk about power-ups. So power-ups are an important and fun part of a game, right? So you hit a power-up, you might go faster, you might add extra score, you might get more lives. It all depends on what ideas that you have. So today we're going to do a power-up. We're going to do a power-up specifically for speed. When the character hits the power-up, they're going to go faster. Okay, sounds pretty simple. So first thing to do is to hit actors here, and I'm going to hit a new actor, and I'm going to call this actor Power-Up Speed, because I'm going to have lots of different power-ups in this game. And so this one's going to be Power-Up Speed, and I want to make sure I name it in a way that I can remember what it's for. So there we go, Power-Up Speed, and later we can add cool icons, but for now I'll just add a color to it, and I'll make it green. So there's our little square Power-Up Speed, and maybe I'll make this kind of small, so I'll make it, I don't know, 30 by 30. Seems like a good size. Cool, now I have my Power-Up Speed. I'm going to place these power-ups in the level 1, but before I do that, I want to do it so it's convenient. So remember in obstacle here, we had it so that when you place an obstacle, it just automatically just drops down and it hits the floor. So it's convenient. Otherwise, you have to place it just in the right location. This way, you just throw it in there and it'll drop down to where you need it to be. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and copy these together. So right click. Oh, I have to go to edit, I guess. Edit, copy, or Command C. Power-Up Speed. I'll go right there and I'll just paste this right in here. Edit, paste. Huh. Let's try that again. It's being a little grumpy, I think. Go to Obstacle, select these two. I'm going to do a Command C, and then go to Power Speed and here. There we go. So now we have it in there. So it's just going to drop right down as soon as I drop them on the scene. So let's go to the scene, level 1, back to actors, and then Power-Up Speed. I'll drop one here, and I'll move this over a little bit. Maybe I'll just tell you what I'll do, make this smaller instead. And I'll move this over here a little bit. Oop. Sorry about that, guys. It's getting out of control. It's being a bit of a nightmare. There we go. And I'll move this over here to the right, and I'll add a few more power-ups. So I'm actually going to add a lot of power-ups right now just to be able to test it out and see that it works. Okay, cool. So let's play the game and see what happens. So there's my character, and there's my guy bouncing all over the place, my power-up. And I run into the power-up, and absolutely nothing happens. So wait, that didn't work. So we have to add some code, of course, to make something happen. You also notice that the guy was bouncing all over the place, so I want to go back into the Power-Up Speed here and scroll down until I get to physics. Although, you know, that bouncing does look cool, so that is a choice if you wanted. You could make the bouncing to something like 0.25 and see how that looks. So give it a little bit of a bounce, but maybe not too much bounce. So yeah, see, it just sort of bounced, but it did settle down. But anyways, when I hit those things, nothing happens. I don't get any kind of power-up. So let's solve that problem. Now, this power-up, as you may remember, is a speed power-up. And so when we go to our player, we can find the speed. It's actually a constrained attribute. So let's close all this extra stuff here. Roll jump, change attribute. It's this one here. It's a constrained attribute. So I'm going to change the name of this. I'm going to call it set speed. So that makes more sense. And right now the speed is set for 300. Well, I want to change or vary that speed. So instead of it being set at 300 automatically, I need to make an attribute, because an attribute is a variable that I can change. And it's going to be a game level attribute. So I'm going to click over here, and I'm going to hit the plus button, and I'm going to make it an integer, and I'm going to call it speed. How's that for a name? S-P-E-E-D. And I'll still set that speed for 300. Okay, cool. Then over here, I don't want to have the value of 300. I want the value to actually be this attribute down here. So I'm going to click this expression editor here. I'm going to click on it, get rid of that 300. I'm going to go game, because it's game level, right? Great, game dot speed. There it is. And we set the beginning to be at 300. So everything should still work normally as we go. Okay, everything's working fine, except still when I run into it, nothing happens. So that's what we need to fix. So I need to have it when it collides with that power-up, that it speeds up. So I'm going to change this to be game.speed plus like 300 or something like that. But I'm not going to do it here in set speed, which, oh, by the way, I misspelled that. Let's fix that. Set speed. I'm going to have to make another rule here. So let's close all this stuff up. And I'm going to type in rule. There we go. And I'm going to name this rule speed power up. So now when the actor overlaps or collides with an actor of type power up speed, then we want to do an attribute, change attribute, right? So we're going to select the attribute. And that attribute is game dot speed, right? There it is, game dot speed. And I want that to be equal to game dot speed plus, let's say, 300. So plus 300. So that means it's going to add an additional 300 to this 300 down here, and the speed is going to go from 300 to 600. Okay, that looks like it should work. And let's test it out. And I should go faster. Whoop, look, see, I'm going faster. There we go. So that speeds it up. Now, we can talk later about how to maybe only speed it up for a period of time. Maybe you use a timer or something like that if we wanted to. Right now, it speeds it up for the rest of the entire game. So those are more things we can work on later. But for now, try that out and start thinking about what other power-ups could you use. Could you jump higher? Maybe instead of the X being better, the Y would be better. I don't know. There's lots of fun stuff we can do, and that's stuff we can brainstorm. Okay, enjoy.